I create over 60 pieces of content per month for 9 channels in less than 45 minutes per day, all because I trained ChatGPT to do this. ChatGPT has been a game changer for my content creation business. It has allowed me to scale my operations without having to hire new employees, which means that my profit margins have remained very high. I've built an entire workflow that allows me to do this, and I'm gonna share it all with you today. So before getting started, make sure to subscribe to this channel because I share weekly content on social media, content creation, and monetization for you to grow and monetize. So first, let's talk about how it all started. Back in 2023, my Instagram hit a plateau. After a very successful 2021 and 2022 with exponential growth and massive reach, it just slowed down, and it was really frustrating. And the only solution I found was to expand my digital presence onto new channels. The problem was, how am I going to be able to maintain the consistent content output with high quality without burning out, right? Because with just one channel, it was already overwhelming, it was hard. But now with 9 different channels, it seemed completely impossible, especially for a solopreneur like me. That's when I knew that I needed to use ChatGPT and learn how to repurpose content so that I didn't have to create new content all the time, and I could get out of that hamster wheel of content creation and basically focusing on creating less but distributing more. So I dived into ChatGPT and I learned how to train it, and I created this process, what I called a content powerhouse system, that now allows me to create all of this content at scale, be in multiple channels without burning out and without sacrificing content quality. So let's get started with this content powerhouse system, and it starts with the primary asset-based channels: the blog, podcast, or YouTube. Primary asset-based channels are channels where you don't compete with any algorithm, and they do the work for your business in the long run. Blogs can be discovered on Google for many years. YouTube videos can be discovered for years as well. So your content has a very long shelf life, and it boosts your brand discoverability. In my case, my primary asset-based channel is my blog. This is where I go in depth on topics, where I position myself as an authority and as an expert. It's also how I get discovered on Google. I've been using tools like Google Gemini to research the best keywords to write my blogs, and also the AI headline analyzer by CoSchedule to analyze the headlines that I create. And with all of this information, I use ChatGPT to create SEO-friendly blog posts. I believe that every content creator should have one primary asset-based channel, whether that is a podcast if you prefer talking, a YouTube channel if you prefer direct-to-camera video, or a blog if you prefer writing. But you should get onto a primary asset-based channel, because let me assure you that if your competitors have long-form channels, they will outrun you in the long run. Then we have the secondary asset-based channels. In my case, my secondary asset-based channel is my YouTube. Even though in YouTube you do compete with algorithms, as I mentioned before, your content has very long shelf life. You can be discovered for months or years after your content has been created. You can update the titles, you can update the thumbnails, and this will boost your video in the YouTube algorithm. That's why I'm putting a lot of effort into YouTube. So what I do is I take my primary channel, my primary content from my blog, and I use ChatGPT to turn this into an engaging YouTube script. That way I make sure that I'm not creating new content for YouTube. I'm just repurposing the original content, the original idea, my positioning, authority, trust building content into YouTube. And that way I also make sure that I'm reaching a different type of audience that might not like reading blogs but prefer watching YouTube videos, therefore increasing my reach. Now let's talk about the email list. Email is also considered a secondary asset-based channel. You don't compete with any algorithm. Technically, you cannot be discovered through email, but again, it helps you position your business, your brand. It builds authority, it makes sales. So in the long run, it does the work for your business, unlike algorithm-based channels, which I'm gonna mention right now. So what I do is I use ChatGPT, I take the blog content and I create email teasers with very engaging subject lines, and I create a teaser that creates curiosity and interest in my readers, and I always send traffic to my blog and my YouTube. So my goal with email is to generate attention around the topics of my blog and YouTube, but then send the traffic there. I'm always sending traffic to my primary and secondary asset-based channels. These are the cornerstones of my business. Now let's talk about algorithm-based channels. These are channels that, as the name says, have algorithms, and your content has to compete with these algorithms. These algorithms are constantly changing, so one day your content might be seen by a lot of people and then another day it might not, right? These are Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc. But these are also great for visibility. You can get one viral reel, one viral TikTok and reach millions of people. The problem is that your reel will have a shelf life of 2 weeks, maximum 4 weeks. But they're still very valuable, and what I do is that I turn that email teaser into a reel script so that I'm also driving traffic from my Instagram using DM automation to my blog and to my YouTube. So I create a reel, I again create curiosity, create interest, I invite people to comment specific word, and then I send them the link to my blog and YouTube. Again, I'm driving traffic to my primary and secondary channels. Then I use a tool called Opus Clip to take the YouTube video, and using AI, it analyzes the best parts of the video and it breaks the video down into 10 short form video clips. And then I use these short form video clips to be present on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, LinkedIn, and Facebook Reels. I don't post these on Instagram because they tend not to perform that well on Instagram, but this way I make sure that I'm also present in these other channels with bite-sized pieces of content. And then what I do is I use ChatGPT to turn that main blog post into other forms of social media content like Instagram carousels, single posts, infographics, and I distribute these onto Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. So as you see, I am exploiting every piece of content, making sure to get the most out of it to boost my visibility with other channels. I also use Pinterest, and technically Pinterest is not an algorithm-based channel, it's more like a secondary asset-based channel because content there has a very long shelf life as well, more or less 6 months, and you can use it to drive traffic to your primary channels. So if you're not using Pinterest in your content strategy, you are missing out because it's great for lead generation, for traffic, and for sales. Now, once you've created all these pieces of content, you need to distribute them. For this, I use Metricool. Metricool is my go-to tool for content distribution. They have an incredible bulk feature that allows you to put all your content, the captions, the hooks, the hashtags into a spreadsheet. You upload that spreadsheet into Metricool and it automatically schedules your content. I also love using the AI text generator by Metricool for my short form videos, the ones that were created by Opus Clip. When I schedule them onto YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, LinkedIn, or TikTok, I create the captions for these videos using Metricool's AI text generator. It's so easy to use and it's really good so that I don't have to be thinking about new captions all the time. The last thing I do is I take the link to my vlog and to my YouTube video, and I also use Metricool to schedule the link onto Facebook and LinkedIn. As you know, posts on Facebook and LinkedIn are clickable, so you can add links there. So I make sure that I'm also sharing that piece of content to drive traffic back to my primary and secondary channels. Now, to wrap up, you've seen how I built a content machine, or what I like to call a content powerhouse, that allows me to create more than 60 pieces of content per week and distribute them to all these different channels. It's not rocket science, but this system has revolutionized the way I run my content creator business as a solopreneur. And now, here's an invitation for you. On September 24th, I'm gonna be hosting a workshop where I'm gonna teach you how you can build your own content powerhouse system for all of your channels, or just one channel if you're just in one. In this workshop, we'll create 30 days worth of content together, but not only this, you're gonna walk away with 30 days of content and with super detailed ChatGPT power prompts so that you can continue creating content like a pro without spending hours and hours and hours, and making sure that your content is high quality and that it's growing your business. To sign up for this workshop, I'm sharing a link in the description. You can join for a very, very reduced price, but I promise that the ROI, the outcome, is gonna be worth every single penny. Now, with this being said, if you stayed until the end, thank you so much. As always, if you like this video, give those thumbs up. If you learned something new, share it with a friend that is in need of building a content system. Leave a comment and tell me what was the biggest takeaway from this video. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe because I share weekly videos on content creation, social media growth, and monetization. See ya.